Welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. On February 1st, the roots of higher education in the American West were planted with the founding of the Oregon Institute in Salem, Oregon, today known as Willamette University. March brought a landmark legal decision in Commonwealth v. Hunt, when the Massachusetts Supreme Court ruled that labor strikes and unions were legal, a foundational moment for workers' rights in the United States. Then, on March 5th, Mexican troops led by Rafael Vasquez briefly invaded Texas and occupied San Antonio before retreating, the first such incursion since the Texas Revolution. Just 12 days later, on March 17th, the Female Relief Society of Nauvoo was formally organized. This early philanthropic group would later become a cornerstone of the LDS Church's educational and relief efforts. And on March 30th, Dr. Crawford Long independently administered ether anesthesia to remove a tumor from a patient's neck. The turbulent Dorr Rebellion escalated on May 19th as Thomas Wilson Dorr's militia launched an attack on the Providence Arsenal in Rhode Island, only to be repelled. On July 13th, a tradition was born at Dartmouth College with the founding of the Tri-Cap fraternity, the oldest local fraternity in the United States. The Armed Occupation Act, signed on August 4th, encouraged settlers to occupy East Florida, furthering U.S. territorial expansion. Just 5 days later, on August 9th, the Webster-Ashburton Treaty was signed between the United States and the United Kingdom, resolving border disputes and defining the U.S.-Canada boundary east of the Rockies. Then on August 14th, General William J. Worth officially declared the Second Seminole War over, though tensions with native tribes remained. In September, Wesleyan University was founded in Ohio, adding to the country's growing network of higher learning. On November 26th, Father Edward Sorin established the University of Notre Dame in Indiana, which would become one of America's most respected Catholic institutions. By December 7th, cultural life was flourishing. The New York Philharmonic, led by Aurelie Corelli-Hill, performed its first concert. And finally, December 20th marked the founding of the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina, another lasting American institution. This year also saw the establishment of the Sons of Temperance in New York City, part of a growing national movement against alcohol. Several universities were founded across the United States: Cumberland University in Tennessee, Hollins University in Virginia, Villanova University in Pennsylvania, and the Indiana University Moore School of Law. Across the Atlantic, January 8th saw the founding of Delft University of Technology by King William II of the Netherlands, now one of Europe's top engineering schools. On March 9th, the opera world was transformed when Giuseppe Verdi's Nabucco premiered at La Scala in Milan. Its rousing Chorus of the Hebrew Slaves would become a symbol of Italian nationalism. March 28th witnessed another cultural landmark. The Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra gave its debut concert, led by Otto Nicolai. Then on March 31st, England's Middleton Junction and Oldham Branch Railway expanded, marking progress in transportation and industry. From April to September, the 1842 general strike spread across industrial England. Sparked by Chartist demands, strikes and protests erupted, with deadly military crackdowns in places like Preston and the Potteries. In Germany, the Great Fire of Hamburg raged from May 5th to 8th, destroying a third of the city center and killing 51 people. Tragedy struck France on May 8th when a broken axle caused the Versailles rail accident, killing at least 55 passengers as locked carriages caught fire. On May 11th, the Income Tax Act introduced Britain's first peacetime income tax, 7 pence in the pound for those earning over £150. On June 13th, Queen Victoria made history by becoming the first reigning British monarch to travel by train, from Slough to London Paddington. Also in June, British engineer James Nasmyth patented the steam hammer, revolutionizing heavy industry. On August 10th, the Mines and Collieries Act banned women and girls and boys under 10 from working underground in the UK, a breakthrough in labor reform. On October 5th, Josef Groll brewed the first Pilsner beer in Bohemia, giving rise to one of the world's most popular beer styles. On October 29th, a Category 2 hurricane struck the Iberian Peninsula, a rare event in European weather history. In November, London's notorious Fleet Prison and Marshalsea closed down, transferring inmates to Queen's Bench Prison. Meanwhile, Pentonville Prison for criminals was completed. Scientific thought leaped forward when Richard Owen coined the term Dinosauria, forever changing how we understand prehistoric life. Also this year, Julius von Mayer proposed the equivalence of heat and work, a foundation of thermodynamics. Elsewhere, the Pickelhaube helmet was introduced in the Prussian army, while Beecham's pills, a laxative from Lancashire, marked the beginning of what would become the GSK pharmaceutical group. In January, during the First Anglo-Afghan War, British troops led by General Elphinstone were ambushed by Afghan forces under Akbar Khan. In the tragic massacre of Gandamak, nearly the entire army was annihilated on the snowy road from Kabul to Jalalabad. That same month, Antarctic explorer James Clark Ross charted the eastern side of James Ross Island, reaching an astounding farthest south of 78°09'30", a remarkable feat of exploration. Also in January, Michael Alexander became the first Anglican bishop in Jerusalem, appointed under the new Anglican German bishopric. On February 7th, in the highlands of Ethiopia, Ras Ali Alula defeated rival warlord Wubi Haile Mariam at the Battle of Debre Tabor. Victory turned toward the British again on April 13th at the Battle of Jalalabad, where they repelled Afghan forces. On June 4th, in South Africa, Hunter Dick King rode 11 days across dangerous terrain to warn British forces in Grahamstown that the Boers had besieged Durban, leading to the dispatch of a relief army. The skies offered a rare show on July 8th when a total solar eclipse was visible from across Asia. On August 29th, the Treaty of Nanking ended the First Opium War, forcing China to cede Hong Kong to Britain and marking the start of an era of Western imperialism in East Asia. From September 16th to 17th, the Treaty of Chushul ended the Dogra Tibetan War, also known as the Sino-Sikh War. Elsewhere, France declared the Polynesian islands of Tahiti and Tahuata a protectorate, expanding its colonial reach. In New Zealand, the seat of government officially moved from Russell to Auckland, shifting political focus to the north. Finally, a devastating earthquake nearly destroyed the Dzogchen Monastery in Sichuan, China, a blow to one of the most important Tibetan Buddhist institutions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss a moment in time.